What's going on, legends? Welcome back to today's video. You already know what today is because you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title. I'm back on the VN. So you can see I have done a few things, very small amount of things. Been very busy, you know, Datto, other 1,200 other things. So we've got some number plates on it. She's registered. I haven't done anything mechanical to it or anything. If you've watched the previous videos, you know where it is currently, and it is broken because I'm an idiot, mainly. I left a rag somewhere around here on the engine and it got into the timing belt. Yep, good job, Jared. So today, what are we doing? We're going to assess what I've wrecked on it. It's bent some valves, essentially. So this is part 2 of the build. Basically is taken off far sooner than I was planning, but we're going to do some upgrades to it. So I've got a heap of go fast bits for it, shall we say, but today, like I said, I'm just going to rip this head off. I do have another head, so Harman's once again face this head for me. I've got a set of valve springs I'm going to chuck in it, so we can get to that 500 horsepower that we're aiming for. So yeah, if you hadn't checked out the previous videos, I'll chuck a link above to a playlist. But basically, the goal with this was try and make 500 horsepower for a very small amount of money. So to start with, my budget was $5,000 to build this entire car to exactly how you see it. So it's got a pretty decent sized tire in the back, etc. But yeah, that $5,000, I don't know. I stopped counting a few $1,000s ago, so we might be up to about 7, I reckon. But I'll do a recap at the end sort of thing and work out how much I've actually spent on it. Because, yeah, can't remember, like I said, stopped counting. So, but yeah, there's a few things that I need to button up. Like I've got injectors and everything, a new rail. So I'm going to pull all this apart. I did decide to get rid of this airflow meter. So today I've pretty much just been going over the car, trying to remember where I was, because it's been, I don't know, like 10 weeks or something since I worked on this last. And yeah, I've had a lot go on between then and now. You know, building another car in that time. Yeah, I've had a sleep since then. So, but yeah, I was just trying to remember where I was at with it, because I remember basically it was running. Obviously the wiring isn't finished. It was running, but it wouldn't turn off. I think I worked it out as it was just that I picked up a power after a relay instead of before a relay. So like accessories for the key, or ignition, I should say, for the key. But yeah, I'm not going to dive into any of that today. Like I said, get this apart and yeah, assess how bad it is. I think it's pretty good. I honestly, like I said, wasn't sure where I was at. I couldn't remember where I was at, I should say. So I compression tested it this morning, and yeah, most cylinders are 0, if not close to 0. And yeah, double check the timing, because just in case I thought, you know what, I was like, maybe I rushed it, and I just, yeah, I don't know, double check the timing, everything looks good. So anyway, head's coming off. So we can do valve springs and put a new head on this bad boy. And yeah, button a few things up. I need to put some exhaust studs and stuff in it, and like I said, valve springs, so I'm going to dive into that. So enough talking, let's get stuck into it. Okay, so I'm a good distance into pulling the head off, but I found something. So inlet manifold off, I started taking the rocker assembly off. I rolled it over just to make sure that it was at top dead center. And oh, yep. Cam's not moving. Everything here's moving. Cam's not moving. What have I done? So, I mean, there's still a chance that the valves are bent. There's also a chance the valves are not bent. But yeah, I'm not sure what I've done here. Have I broken a cam? Perhaps. This is the other cam out of the other head. Obviously there is not much between here. That dowel's still turning, and that's still turning, but that is not turning. So somewhere in there, we're in a bit of strife. I don't know what I've done. It could have broken a cam because it was like loaded up so much. There's a chance, but I guess we're about to find out. I'm just gonna rip that off and have a look. All right, moment of truth. What did I wreck? What did I wreck? Oh, well, that's a good sign. Oh, I was not expecting that. That was the last thing that I was expecting. The bit that confused me with this, right, was I took the cap off the distributor and I cranked the engine over, and obviously the distributor was still turning, so I was like, oh yeah, it can't be cam related. I definitely was not expecting to see a broken cam. Yeah, well, that's broken. I wonder. Let's get the rest of that out and see, I guess. Oh, I'm not even going to be able to get out in the car. Ay, ay, ay. It's not going to come out. Mamma mia. All right, I'm going to have to jack the engine up because it ain't going to come out. All right, well, am I going to pull the head off still? I don't know. Gonna have to assess this and work out what I'm doing. I just want to take 1 minute out of this video to show you guys something cool. As you can see here, new merch designs. I have been working on these for a little while, so I'm very excited to announce them. I have invested a lot of money into keeping these in stock, so I have, yeah, quite a few shirts in stock. The most I've ever spent on merch. So there's the two designs. There's this one, obviously my Corolla, and there is also in white, that same design. I thought I'd try something different and go for a white tee. I think the white tee is my favorite out of them. Now, I do have a full stock of the black ones, like full range of sizes, extra small to 5XL, white. I do not. I just got a smaller trial variety, I should say. I guess I think I've got small, medium, large, extra large in white. So if you want to check that out, you can. I'll chuck a link in the description below if you want to check it out. I also have a restock on the original Klingberg Motorsport tees. So yeah, once again, link above or in the description below. But that's not it. One more exciting thing. I've been working on it. Had a few people ask me about it, so I got a VN design. It's not quite here. It was supposed to be here. I'm still waiting for a few things to be buttoned up on it so it does look primo. But yeah, so next week's video, I'll show you that design and that will be live on the website next week. These are live on the website right now. So yeah, if you like watching these videos and you want to help support the channel, by all means, check out the website and grab yourself a t-shirt. Cheers, legends. So this is where we're at. It is now a single cam engine and it is no longer a twin cam engine. Yeah? All right. So valve springs are done. Now I have decided to give this head a shot because obviously, I haven't confirmed that it has actually bent valves. Obviously snapped the cam. I'm still, fingers crossed, at the moment that it is going to be okay. Easy to find out. Like I said, I have done valve springs. This is my little tool that I made up. Basically, this is just a part of a valve spring compressor for like cheap eBay, one of the C-clamp, G-clamp ones. It was like 20 bucks for the whole kit sort of thing off of eBay. And then I've just made this plate that bolts to where the standard rockers bolt to. Probably a little bit more, I mean, I could probably make it easier, like one of the lever type ones, like a fork or something for it, but that'll do for now. It was, literally like a 10-minute job to knock that up. So did the job. I have a sore back from leaning over it all day. But yeah, we've got new valve springs in it. So these are just Crow cams. I think they're like 90, maybe 90 pound seat pressure or something like that. Also bought them off of eBay. Once again, find the cheapest price, find the one with the discount code. Because we're on a budget. So what I have done to stop the engine turning over, or stop the valve dropping, I should say. Obviously there's a couple ways to do this. One way is to pressurize a cylinder. You can, if you then drop pressure, you can accidentally drop a valve into the cylinder and then you have to pull the head off. Like I said, I don't know if it still has bent valves or not. I'm obviously taking a chance on it. But what I have done, I've done the other option, which is stuffed a bit of rope. Stuffed a bit of rope into the spark plug hole. And then turn the motor over basically until the piston is up, pushing the rope into the valves and holding the valves seated. Like I said, a couple ways to do it. That's one of them. Probably, like I said, the only reason I decided on that is because these spark plug holes are sort of a pain to get into. They're pretty deep, and you can only just fit a socket in it. So by the time I made a fitting and stuff, too much stuffing around. So yeah, I'm not too fussed about everything else here. I am going to compression test it, obviously. I'm going to put the rockers back in it, and then compression test it. It is timed as it is, and I do not have the distributor back in, but I need to chuck that back in. I still have the intake manifold off because I've got to do a few things. One of them being when I put it together, the first time I didn't loop these because I was deciding whether I was going to put a heater tap in it and actually run the heater core, or whether I was just going to bypass it, and I have decided to bypass it. So I just need to hook up these few water lines, that one and those two. And while that is off, I'm also going to clean up a bit of that wiring because it looks shite. But yeah, single cam, back in action, maybe. Time will tell. So yeah, I'm just going to button up a bit of this stuff, and then we'll get on the starter with a compression tester in it and see if I'm doing a lot more work or if I've dodged a bullet. We'll see. Rockers back in, distributor in, compression tester hooked up. So let's look for something. Cam is turning. Good start, you know. So let's see. What is going to happen here? It moved. Yeah, bud. We're in business. What's that? 195. Number 2. Definitely less, but good enough, I reckon. 175. All right. Not as great, but once again, I didn't compression test this motor to start with, and yeah, it is what it is, basically. It's probably not sealed up. It hasn't run long enough. So basically, when it does get going, once I've got it sorted out, I will run it for a little bit, and then we'll recompression test it again and actually see where we're sitting, because yeah, these aren't, all these numbers are for me at the moment is to see whether it is actually sealing up at all, and yes, it is. Another way I can suss this out is by seeing if it leaks down at all, but I reckon we're in business. Number 3. Yeah, 175 again. Pretty close too. Number 4. Yeah, 175 seems to be about the norm, so I might just recompression test number 1 and just double check that that is in fact 175. And it may have had some oil or something in the cylinder, so it could have sealed up a little bit better than the rest. Number 5. Yeah, that one's pushing 90 again as well. So, I mean, overall, like I said, I'm not concerned about the actual numbers here, as long as it has compression again. Yeah, it'll run basically, and then I can run it for a while, put a heat cycle through it, and then I'll recompression test it once I've probably maybe driven it a little bit and stuff, and actually see if the rings have sealed up. Obviously, this motor had been sitting for ages. I didn't do anything with the bottom end. Like I said, no idea what condition the head was actually in to start with. To be honest, the valve stem seals and everything actually look pretty new in the head itself. So, yeah. Remember, budget build. Number 6, last but not least. It's gone to sleep. Yeah, 175, 180. So I'm very, very confident these will not even out, but they'll get a little bit closer, I think. Yeah, once the obviously has a bit of heat in the motor and possibly sealed up a bit better. Who knows? Also, who cares? Right. That's exciting. I saved myself a lot of work there. Or shall I say, this accident could have been worse. I don't know. Yeah, I've got a couple of things to button up. There's a couple of studs down here that I had to refit. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to fluff around with a bit of stuff there, but I'm going to jump forward to putting this manifold on. And yeah, getting some injectors in this bad boy, I reckon. So I'll run through that when I'm doing it. Fuel rail in, injectors in. So obviously I've just gone with a Raceworks rail here. There is one thing that I've done differently. Tarks, or which is now Airfly Solutions. They sell these little collars that go into the manifold basically, and then the injector sits into that. So they're like a little, just like billet collar, rather than running the original style. Like these come with like a rubber insert thing, the standard style that these RB30 manifolds run. Yeah. Anyway, moral of the story is I run them. They're like $35 or something. And yeah, just a better seal. Injectors don't have any movement in them or anything. They're all in a good position. But that does mean that I've had to space the rail up, so I need to make some nice, neat spaces for them. But overall, pretty good. So injectors, I've gone with Expert 1000cc injectors. Reason being is Anthony, who's tuning my car, tunes by cc. I hit him up and I said, what's the best options here? What's the best to tune with? What's the best for drivability, etc.? And he said, definitely get these because they're the go for tuning apparently. So if you're getting something done like this, make sure you ask your tuner and work with whatever they like to work with, sort of thing. Yeah, I've got some adapters. Now, I don't really like this style of adapter. Where are they? For the wiring loom. It's the best style, I should say, that you can get. But that's not the one. So it's like a little pigtail, basically. So rather than the plug style that just adapts it from one to the other, this is an actual like pigtail sort of thing. Like I said, reason I went with that was just ease. I didn't want to go pulling this loom apart, repinning it and stuff, just in case, it turned to shit, basically. Anyway, plug in, then it's, easy as. So I'm going to leave this as it sits there, basically, until next week's video. I've got to fluff around with some fittings. I need to run down to Sleek Spares, grab a couple fittings for this rail. Obviously before, when I had it running on this, doesn't that just look a whole lot better like that? When I had it running on that fuel rail instead of injectors, obviously I only had a single fuel filter hooked up. So now I'm going to hook both of them up, hook both pumps up, and put some E85 in the tank because I do have the ECU and everything ready to go. Hopefully for next video. Let's see how we go with that. But I'm going to wrap it up here. Once again, thanks for tuning in. I'm an idiot, but luckily things are fixable. So, I think I got away with it pretty good, to be honest, on this. Just having that broken cam. Like I said, bit of an odd thing, especially like where it's broken, I guess. It's obviously just had enough flex. I was thinking it had actually snapped on this side of it, but obviously there was just enough flex in there, or deviation, just to give her the old snapperooski there. So anyway, I don't know. But hopefully she's good to go. How many videos left on the VN? I reckon probably 2 more after this one, hopefully. And then I've just got to wait to get it in to get it tuned. So basically from here, it's go time sort of thing. So it'll be a video every week on this car until it's running and driving on the road. So make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. Thanks for watching, you champions. See you next week.